this is a Kolyarut, a recently introduced inevitable to 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons. And this is the outcome of the fight my party had with one. Now, how do we get here? Well, my party found themselves on the wrong side of the Exarchs. In my plane shift video, I explained that they went to Elysium, a plane that the Exarchs band traveled to because it revealed the truth of the world, that the Exarchs are interlopers, and that the real gods merely gave them the world. And if that information gets out, well, things could get dire. Hell, that session happened 4, 5, 6 weeks ago, and my party was level 13 then, and they are now. They found their way from Elysium and continued on their quest to try and quell the Holy War, stop it before anything too bad happens, and now re-establish the old pantheon as the heads of the world. Let's just say the Exarch Ev, head of the nation of Klee, which is here, decided, I don't like that. So, as the party plane shift, trying to return to the material plane to continue their plans, it was interrupted. Because if anyone can interrupt a spell, it is literally a god of the world. And they found themselves pulled to Argatha, which is the centering point, the middle plane of the upper planes, and the plane of true neutrality and law. In the Pantheon's time, it was home to the god of law, the Absolute, Doma. However, now it's home to the constructs of Doma that serve the new gods of the world, the Exarchs. Specifically, this one. This is a Kolyarut. It is introduced in the Planescape book, and it is loyal to Ev, at least the one that they fought. And fight they did. You see, Inevitables have this very interesting feature, both Meruts and Kolyarut, that their attacks cannot miss. There is no attack roll. Do not pass go. Do not use your portents. No luckies. No dodging. You are hit. And for a Kolyarut, it's 24 damage. And they can make 4 attacks per turn. Now, each attack does have varying effects, but they make 4 attacks a turn for 24 damage. They are CR 20. My party is level 14 now, as opposed to the 13 they were in the plane shift video, and they are still vastly outmatched, even with their magical arsenals and their ridiculous cooperation. It was a hard fight. Well, how hard? You see Mockery there in the corner of the map? He dropped 3 times, and Meanderso, the wizard there, dropped twice. Now, what about the third member of the party? It is a party of 3. Well, Gwen, the druid, fled the map. Now, it was perfectly fine. The map obviously extended beyond the point that you can see here, but just not on the VTT we use. Anyway, it was brutal. Kolyaruts are very, very dangerous, and my party are very dangerous in their own right. Disintegrates were flung. Bullets shot from the rogue's gun. Lightning, fire. It was chaotic. Almost a 2-hour fight for this one monster, and it was 3-on-1. And at the end of it, after so long being raised and fallen, dropped and thrown about, a fateful strike happened. A lightning bolt. Now, what I've refused to tell you is in Elysium the party got gifts. Meanderso, the party wizard, who had been dropped and power-bombed twice by this Kolyarut, had the benefit of casting a lightning bolt or any spell and maximizing the damage on the die roll. They were in dire straits, if you can't tell. So she let loose her lightning bolt, full Piccolo special beam cannon, and it did 60 damage. She used her last high remaining spell slot, a 5th level spell slot, to do so. It tears through the Kolyarut, and the party, having thought themselves victorious, took a moment of respite. But this Kolyarut, unlike the standard one, was different. You see, Ev creates his that even if they fall in battle, they try to take what they're taking with them. So its body begins to thrum and glow, and it explodes. Mockery, being a rogue, succeeds a dexterity saving throw, meaning he takes none of it. Meanderso, Nazimar, tries her best and still suffers 25 radiant damage from this massive explosion, dropping her to 0 HP again, but not outright killing her. And Gwen, having fled out of the range, is not in the blast radius. but she fears her allies dead. In the aftermath, Mockery manages to get Meanderso back to her feet, but they look up and see that where they were fighting, this city in Argatha, now has a 120-foot diameter crater in it, and all the buildings, all the land, has been completely destroyed. They find themselves laying at the bottom, looking up at the clear blue sky. Hurriedly, Gwen nervously calls out to her friends and makes it, realizes they're alive. But barely. It was a brutal encounter, but they emerged victorious for now. Among them, they knew that this probably wasn't the end, but they celebrated their victory, with lasting injuries, of course. And it was their decision to take them. I don't enforce lasting injuries at my table. But they decided with how brutal the fight was, it would only make sense. So that's the lesson for today. If you're going to run a brutal encounter, and your party is going to drop multiple times, ask them if they want their characters to be changed because of it. I tend to run my games in a way that it's a player and DM conversation. And they're like, hey, man, we got absolutely cooked. I got powerbombed twice, thrown through 2 buildings, Mockery dropped 3 times. Even Gwen nearly dropped. I think we're all a bit beat up. So they took their lingering injuries. And now they look forward to the future. What that entails, we have no idea. But that's what D&D is about. Go with the punches and hope your players make it through at the end. I have a great group of players. And as always, thanks for watching.